We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Denver Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a look at who's on the show with us for today. With us is James Clark with us, Rod Zawacky, David Racey, Jay Briggs, and Brian Bitler. And here's how they will sign up for this evening. Bitler, Racey, Briggs, Clark, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, Major League Baseball on the board today. This will be a full week of college football on the board, so lots of action here for this week. Of course, NFL takes the week off. This used to be preseason week 4. We're all excited about it being canceled, but they gave us a bye week. I don't know we should be that excited about it, but a bye week here. And then, of course, then we get into NFL the following week. So baseball on the card today. 14-game card, a big Monday card. Usually it's a reduced card, sometimes 8, 9 games. Sometimes you get to 10. But today, 14 games, so that gives us enough stock. So let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Brian Bitler. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Fantastic work in Major League Baseball this year. We'll bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you, I like the bye week in NFL preseason because it lets us focus in on those college football games that first weekend. And, there'll be plenty of football in the NFL around the corner, but at least it gives the focus to college football that first weekend. Yeah,
a lot of focus, a lot of good matchups. Already starting to look at some of these games. Indeed, keep an eye on some of these transfer quarterbacks. A lot happening here in college football. You got to really do your digging. Baseball tonight. We got the Reds showing good promise. Giants is a team that's been on a slide of late. Here we see the Giants here favored -129. We see the total sitting here at 8.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Giants have gotten me a few times recently on the money line. I keep waiting for them to turn it around, but I think tonight, as far as free picks go, I'm going to ride with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. Reds have been one of the most profitable road teams in baseball. They're 37-30 straight up. This Giants team, dreadful last 10 games, 3-7. If not for their big win on against the Braves last night, it'd be looking pretty bleak for them lately. Reds and Giants both come in here tied with, both come in about a game and a half behind the Diamondbacks, but the Reds have, I think, their best starter on their mound, Andrew Abbott, 8-3, a 3.16 ERA. Giants are going to go with young 22-year-old Kyle Harrison. I think he's going to have his hands full with this Reds potent lineup. Look for the Reds to rebound off that loss to Arizona yesterday. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds tonight on the money line.
All right, we got Brian here on the Reds, +119 here against the Giants in this one. Now, Harrison came in with some promising strikeouts in AAA. Although the ERA was high, we saw 105 strikeouts in about 66 innings, which was incredible. But it didn't translate in his so far in his outing here against Philadelphia. Although he did get 5 strikeouts in 3 and 3rd innings, but he did give up those 2 earned runs. A third-round pick in 2020. No college this year. But again, Abbott has been the guy on the that wins, right? 11-3 when he faces teams that average 7 strikeouts per game or greater. So whenever he faces teams that strike out a lot, he's been effective. And Brian, of course, on the road, the team behind him is 7-1.
Yeah, I also think one of the keys to this game is Andrew Abbott going deeper in the game to keep that Reds bullpen from coming in. I see his last couple of starts, he hasn't gone deep in the games, and I think that'll be a key tonight. San Francisco Giants, nowhere near as good a hitting team, but I think pitching-wise, the Giants have the edge. But we get the good starting pitcher, Andrew Abbott, tonight. I see him going 7 strong.
All right, there we go. Brian here will be on the Reds here at the plus price, +119. Do your line shopping, get the best number. This one will have a start time. It's one of those late night games here at 9:45 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, Brian performing great here in Major League Baseball. We see 1,757 units of profit for Brian right now over at Pick Dodge Premium. This covers all of Major League Baseball. Of course, it's a 14-game card for Major League Baseball. Head into a college football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tell you what, real nice weekend for me, and I think I'm coming in ranked second in Major League Baseball profit. I got my National League Game of the Year going off tonight at pickdogs.com. Head on over there and get that best bet for just $30, or you can get that as part of my Going Streak in 3-pack. All 3 of my best bets in Major League Baseball for $50. Definitely now's the time maybe to jump on board that long-term package. I'm off a 2-0 college football weekend, so hopefully I can keep that riding into week 1 and get some real profits headed our way.
That's right. Get some real profits of Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results here. Major League Baseball, 1,757 units of profit. All documented over at Pick Dogs Premium, showing great profit for the year. Last 30 days, last 7 days, been on fire. Over 1,000 units of profit, close to 1,100 units of profit. So get on board with Brian. Instead of getting the individual plays a day, you may consider that 7-day pass away he's running. Get all of Brian's premium plays for 7 days. That includes all the baseball and all the college football. Remember, we got college football here for this week, even Labor Day weekend. So get on board with that 7-day pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. That will save you that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again later in the week. We'll let everybody know about your video series here with your Take It to the Bank video.
Guys, make sure every day you check out the Pick Dogs Video Network. I put my Take It to the Bank, my best free pick of the day. So make sure you like and share it and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing everybody at the end of the week.
That's right, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications. When Brian drops his video series, Take It to the Bank, you'll get it right away. All right, Brian, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you again on Friday.
I'll catch you on Friday, Tony. You have a good one.
You as well. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. So bring David in right now. More baseball coverage. One of the higher profile matchups here in the evening out on the West Coast, late night tonight. So we'll get David in here, ready to roll. Dave, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you doing?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. Diamondbacks have got hot again. One of the stricter teams in all of baseball, facing probably one of the more steadier teams, the Dodgers, of late here since the All-Star break. We see the Dodgers favored as expect -142. We see that total 8.5.
Yeah, like you said, Arizona, they have figured it out lately, and they needed to because they were dropping in that wild card standings. But I'm looking at the total here tonight, and I actually think we see a lower scoring game. Dodgers come in with the second best record in the NL. They're 43-21 at home this year, and they're also third in the MLB in runs scored. But they'll be facing Zach Gallen, who's been very solid for the Diamondbacks. Gallen has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 straight outings. On the other side, Arizona, they're currently holding on to that last wild card spot in the NL. Their offense has been hit or miss this season, and they're going up against Bobby Miller. And he's only allowed 5 earned runs in his last 18 innings of work. So it's a bit of a risk taking an under with that Dodgers lineup, but I do like this pitching matchup, and I think we see this game go under the total.
All right, here we go. Under the total here with David, Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers. Under total here of 8.5. Yeah, it's one of those awkward situations here with the Dodgers. The first home game after that long road trip out east. They're coming from Boston. It wasn't a 10-game road trip or one of those 3-game series. Or it was just 2 series out east at Cleveland and Boston. So they're back home again with no rest. That's kind of always a tricky situation there. Also, too, with Gallen, fantastic form, but the road form has been a little choppy at times for Gallen.
Yes, it has, and he's been a little streaky this season. But like you said, Dodgers are coming off a road trip. They're home, not really much rest. They did hit the ball very well on the road trip, just like they have all season. But you look at Gallen's last road start, at least, against the Padres, 6.1 innings, 1 earned run. Against the Twins was his previous road start. So, I mean, lately the road starts haven't been too bad. And I think he'll get it done for us tonight.
All right, here we go. David on the D-backs. Dodgers under 8.5. This would have a start time here, 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, finishing off a very profitable preseason for 2023, heading into the NFL here in a couple of weeks. Baseball on the board tonight into college football weekend as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I'm sad to see that preseason end. It was a profitable one for me. Tonight, I have an MLB 3-pack and an MLB late night winner. Been up and down in baseball over the last couple weeks here, but I like the board tonight. Like you said, we have a pretty solid board instead of the usual 7 or 8 game slate. So I'm excited for a full night of baseball. But if you're looking for more value, check out those long-term packages. 7-day package would be the way to go. Gets us through the Labor Day weekend college football schedule, which I'm excited for. So come on over to Pick Dogs Premium and let's have a good night.
That's right, guys. Get up over David Racey over at Pick Dogs Premium. Some great results here from David here over the over preseason football. Of course, you can go longer term with David. He's got individual plays up there with a 3-pack, or you want to try him out for the 30 days, get the football in there. You can do that. 1 month all sports pass, all of David's premium plays for 30 days, all the baseball, of course, college football, week 1, 2, and 3, and into the early 4. And actually get the first 3 weeks of NFL Pro Football with that 1 month pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off at that second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, David, it's always great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know they can also catch your written work over on the sites.
Yep, I'm one of the free pick article writers at pickdogs.com. Sports Chat Place has free picks as well. You go to the site, click on you look at click the sports you're looking for, and we have a free pick on just about every single game. So baseball games, articles come out around midnight, maybe a little bit after Eastern time, and the NFL and college games come out a couple days in advance. But it's a great tool to have, place to get good information, and a free pick.
That's right, free picks. So check out David's written work over at Pick Dog Sports Chat Place every day on the side. All right, David, have a great week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
You as well. David Racey here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on the show. Up next, we're going to bring in Jay Briggs, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium as we continue on with our West Coast baseball coverage here. So those of you watching us on the replay, you'll be happy to note the first few games are games that you'll be able to get action on if you happen to catch the replay. So let's go ahead and bring in Jay Briggs right now. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see if we can bring him in right now here in just a second. We'll bring Jay in, ready to roll here with Jay Briggs.
Tony T, what's happening?
It's going great. All right, here we go. 9:40 Eastern. Athletics at the Mariners here. We see the big line with Seattle minus 275 with that total of 8.5.
Yeah, no surprise here. I'm taking the now first place Seattle Mariners in the American League West. I'm gonna lay the run line here. This team has played an amazing second half, and I think they continue it here throughout this series against against the Oakland Athletics. I'm not going to overcomplicate this one, man. We got my guy Brian Hu on the mound tonight. He's been solid over the course of the second half of the season as well. I expect him to look solid tonight. The A's have been playing some better baseball, but I think that that doesn't factor into tonight. I think the Mariners get to Kyle Muller early and often. I think that the Mariners get to this Athletics bullpen, and I think the Mariners win this game fairly comfortably. A thing to note is I think the Mariners have the best starting rotation in baseball, and with the way that their offense has been playing recently, they're worth looking at to put your money on them on the daily right now.
I got Jay here. Mariners run line, the 1.5, minus 133, minus 130 here against Oakland. You know, it's funny, we always talk about divisional games more so in the NFL, but it really doesn't get a lot of attention in baseball, but I think it should, because let's face it, these teams spend a lot of money on scouting. It's been very well documented how the scouting departments work, how they actually attend games, they track. And, you know, I like to look at some of these, how these teams do in their division. And one thing about, nobody knows you better than the team that's in your division, right? Because you play them, you know, we don't have those 18-game schedules, but they do play quite a bit. They go head-to-head quite a bit again this year, and those games are important. But, man, the AL West, Oakland really has struggles really against the AL West this year, hitting just 196, pushing across 2.6 runs a game.
Yeah, the AL West is tough. They're probably going to have three teams make the postseason this year, and the Mariners, the Astros, and the Rangers. So it hasn't been an easy road for the Athletics. And then the Angels were playing semi-good baseball for the first half of the season. Now they've kind of tailed off. So they're in a tough division, and it's a tough year for them. But and we have seen them compete in some spots. But the Mariners own the Athletics as they have won all 7 meetings this year. I think they go for 8 here. They probably do it fairly comfortably.
All right, Jay here, Mariners here, run on, lay the 1.5, minus 133 against the A's. This one will have a start time here of 9:40 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. Again, closing out closing out a profitable preseason. Preseason done here. Of course, we're looking forward to the NFL in a couple of weeks, but 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball, heading into a big college football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Off of a not okay weekend, it was okay, but look to attack the week way better this week. We got a ton of baseball throughout the week. Not my best week last week, but put my best foot forward. I have 3 plays today in Major League Baseball. We scoop those up over at Pick Dogs Premium, all in a money-making 3-pack, or you can get my play of the day. We got college football this week. We got a ton going on, so you can hop on a long-term package if you're looking for those things. We're 1-0 currently in college football. We have 1 play in week 0, so good start there. NFL regular season on the horizon next week, man, so hop on a 30-day pass, man, and let's continue to cash here in football and as baseball closes out the season.
That's right, guys. Again, up with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in preseason. Of course, look for the long-term passes. Those offer great value. Remember, the cappers have their one-day passes like Jay's $19 premium, his money-making 3-pack, credit guarantee that must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee on the one-day passes. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Continue your success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. But let everybody know we can catch you now in the morning show. And, of course, we put the preseason video series to bed, but I know there's some announcement made about your NFL rundown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a lot going on with me here at Pick Dogs Premium and Pick Dogs overall. As I am a part of the morning show Monday through Friday. I host the weekend show on Saturday and Sunday. And, yes, I will be covering the NFL here for Pick Dogs rundown style. So be on the lookout for that as week 1 is on the horizon. And then I'm 9 times out of 10 going to get back to doing my live shows throughout the week later on in the day. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Yeah, look out for that indeed. So we're creeping up closer and closer to NBA. So don't forget about that. It's about 2 months, less than 2 months away. We get started sometime in October in the 20th, I think. I see some lines up already for game 1. Preseason camp's going to start next month, so we're getting very close here to the start of everything. But again, football lines right now, so keep an eye for Jay's rundown from NFL. All right, Jay, keep up the great work. We'll catch you in the morning shows.
Yes, sir, Tony T. I'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we will recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Guess what? We're going to continue with our baseball coverage and with our late-night coverage. So let's go ahead and welcome in James Clark. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll get James in right now. For those of you watching the replay, again, 4 picks in a row now for the late night starts. So you guys are going to like that, catching us on the replay. So let's go ahead and bring in James here right now. Ready to roll with James Clark. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you tonight, buddy?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Going back to this game, but we're going to look at a total here with Oakland and Seattle.
Yeah, pretty much what Jay said pretty much on this game. But, you look at the total. It's went up a click to 8.5. It was a 7.5. It don't matter. I think it could go up to 9.5, 10. I think the Mariners just jump all over Athletics. The Mariners, if you look they're 11-1 in their last 12 games, scoring 15, 12, 9, 8. I mean, everything almost above this number. Athletics, I see them getting, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 runs. If they get 3 runs, this may be a 15-run game. But I really like the Mariners. I really like the over in this game. But I like the Mariners. They're going to do most of the hitting, scoring the runs, and if you look, their bats have been red hot from top to bottom, and I really like the over in this game, guys.
All right, there we go. Here we got the play here from James. He's going to be looking here at over 8.5 with Mariners Athletics, and Athletics can get some runs across. So we talked about having issues with the division, but maybe 2 or 3 runs is all you need here from Oakland to get this over coming in.
Yeah, that's what I think. Just 2 or 3 runs, maybe just 1 or 2. The way this Mariners team has been hitting, to get this over. I really love his play. I think we cash this over pretty easy, guys. Even though we had with the same game back to back, I'll give a bonus pick also, guys. A good plus money play. I like the Washington Nationals tonight against the Blue Jays. Good plus money pick. Me and Jay back to back on the Mariners here in this game. So I like Washington too. Good plus money, plus 180, plus 200. Shop around. John Gray's pitched pretty good for the Nationals. I know they ain't won many games this year, but they played tough and they played strong teams tough. And the Blue Jays are tough, and I like the Nationals to get a win here, guys. It's just a bonus pick. But I love this over here, 8.5. Earlier, like I said, it was 7.5. It bumped up to 8.5. It don't matter. I like the total here.
All right, AJ likes we got James here on the total here. And of course, you're looking at this Nationals team, man, they have been money. When they've been a dog, and the one thing I've noticed here with this Nationals, when they've been a big dog this year, I think they're playing like 500 ball against their opponents. Let me bring up this stat again, which is, and we've been talking about this all year long with this, not all year long, probably around the All-Star break when the numbers were just we're gathering them up here. We got Gray on the mound here against Gausman. But when you look at Washington, when they've been a dog here of plus 175 to plus 250, they are 26 and 22 straight up, plus 29 unit return.
That's it. Like I said, they've been playing the tough teams and beating the teams. Even plus 1.5, you're getting plus money with them guys. And there's a lot of things plus 110 with the plus 1.5. But like I said, I like them on the money line. A big dog here. I think they jump on the Blue Jays, and I think they beat them tonight, guys. A good plus money team. If you want to bet to get some wins, the Washington Nationals, when they're underdogs, like Tony just said, especially on the tougher teams, your higher teams, your better teams, if they're playing, this Washington National team, they're some dogs, and they're not giving up their season. Win or lose, they're out to play to win every game, every time they step on the field, and every time they step, you're on the field. And I really like them tonight to win this game over the Blue Jays.
All right, there we go. With the play here from James, likes him quite a bit here, and you can see the Nationals here, and of course he likes the Mariners Athletics over 8.5 to have a start time here 9:40 Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, James is showing great results here in Major League Baseball, amongst the leaders on the leaderboard right now in Major League Baseball. 1,877 units of profit. That's all documented over at Pick Dog Stream, so you can verify those numbers. Just go over to James' handicapper page, go down to Pick History. You can see all the plays there loaded there for you guys. All right, here we go. 14-game card for Major League Baseball, and to a really good college football weekend as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Guys, I got a 3-pack going on. 3 of my best plays that I really love. Looking to go 3-0, guys. Coming off of a bad day yesterday. Probably one of my worst days in the last 90 days in baseball. But looking to go 3-0 to bounce back tonight. After we go 3-0, guys, upgrade the 3, 7, or 30-day, guys, or even that year package, guys. If you go down to my name and you just click back, guys, you look in 2021. I was number 1 in college football. In 2022, I was number 1 in the NFL and the NBA, and MLB, and then here we are back in 2023, number 1 in MLB. That's in units 1, guys. So look for that year passage or long term, whatever you can afford. You get that 15% code off there to knock some money off. Look at the long term, guys. Saves you money from paying day to day and wasting the money. If you add it up, you're gonna when you're buying the long term, you're gonna come out saving a lot more money. But also, guys, like I say every time we're on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of the cappers on the show tonight, or it's on the site, and we'll put some money in your pockets.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with James Clark over at Pick Dog Stream. You see the great results here from James in baseball for the year last 30 days, so in 814 units of profit. Get on board with James Clark over at Pick Dog Stream with the one-day passes. Long-term passes will serve you well with James. And, of course, we talk about that Cash Money MLB season pass. He has a season pass discounted right now. Remainder of baseball for you. We'll get you through the regular season and the postseason at a low affordable price right now for that baseball season pass. Pick is a promo code to save that 15% off at checkout. Nearly $60 off when you use that promo code on that remainder of the season baseball pass from James. All right, James, as always, a great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you later.
All right, Tony. Appreciate sharing me on the show, and I'll probably see y'all a couple more times this week, guys. Thanks for having me, Tony. And like I said, I'll see y'all in a few days if I'm not golfing.
You got it. James Clark here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here on our coverage, guys. It's up next to Rod Zawacky. We'll bring him in. He's been great to us here on the drive-thru. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. Also contribute to the weekend shows as well. As the major contributor here on the drive-thru is Rod Zawacky. And, of course, you'll catch him on the weekends on the morning shows. Let's bring him in right now. Ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. I had a rough day in baseball yesterday as well, 0-3. But hey, the streak is over.
The streak is over.
Like I said, the streak is over. The Elks finally got their little win at home. and ended their 22 game losing streak. Only 1,415 days it took them to end that losing streak, but hey, it's over. 0 days.
It's never too early to start another one.
Home long. Right now, it's time to start a new streak. Let's get 23 straight home wins.
There you go. Let's do that. That would be something, though, if that happens. But
that would be something. That would definitely be something.
Now, I know probably around a few months ago we wouldn't have been saying this, but this is a big series right here with the Brewers and Cubs, right? We thought the Cubs were going to be, usually the Cubs, okay, they compete for a little bit, and then they around the All-Star break they kind of collapse. But no, they're hanging in there. And the Brewers have been hot. I mean, the Brewers have been red hot. So this is getting a lot of attention here. Brewers at the Cubs at Wrigley. It's a big game atmosphere tonight, and it will feel that way. It'll have that playoff atmosphere in there. Cubs favored -126, total of 9.
Yeah, and you look at in this one here. This is a big matchup here between these two teams. And for me, you look Cubs starting Jameson Taillon on the mound, and man, he's been roughed up his last few. 0-2 with north of 8 ERA over his last 3, where he's given up 14 runs over his last 14 innings of work. He's definitely been roughed up at times this year as Jameson Taillon. On the other side of the mound, we got Wade Miley going for the Brewers, and he's been so at times as well too, but he's definitely been Mr. Consistent. He hasn't given up more than 4 runs in a start in once in his last 10 games, as he's given up 4 runs or more. He's given up 4 runs once in the last 10. He's been a solid, serviceable pitcher. You look, these teams have faced each other 7 times this year, and it's been close. So Brewers got 4 wins. Cubs have 3 in the 7 meetings we've seen so far. As you said, Brewers have been hot, winners of 8 straight. Cubs 7-3 in their last 10, so they've been hot as well. Comes down to it, you know what? Even these offenses almost close exactly. I look at the numbers between righties and lefties, and I think over the last 10, it's like a 0.3 difference between offensively as well. But the hotter team right now, these Brewers have seen Jameson Taillon earlier this season, and they got to him. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. They got him out of there early. Wade Miley, same thing. I think he has a good start here, and the Brewers jump out to an early lead. You look at the Cubs. Here's another little bonus play for you. 9 straight as a favorite at home to that Yurfee. So I think we see a run first inning. Someone's going to score real early in this one. Take the Yurfee, and we're going to take the Brewers to continue their winning streak. 9 straight. Go with the Brew Crew.
There you go, Raj, with the Brew Crew here. We're hyping up this big series, then Taillon just screws it all up.
Yes,
a great series, and we say Taillon and go, oh my God, this is who we're going to see today.
As soon as you see Jameson Taillon on the mound, you're like, I'm going the other way.
Taillon, in his last 3 starts, allowed 16 runs in 14 2/3 innings, and this is a red-hot Brewers team hitting .291 over their past 7.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah, as I said, he's been roughed up. So, yes, take the Yurfee. I think the Brewers can get to Taillon early in this one and jump out to a lead, and I don't think they'll look back after that. I think they just keep rolling right along. Brewers with the better bullpen as well. So, let's take plus money in the Brewers in this one.
All right, we get some peripheral plays here from Rod. Let's go to the CFL. We got one on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. The Saturday game, BC and Montreal. Looks like BC favored on the road by 3.5.
Yeah, you look at this. It's Labor Day weekend. That's why you got these late games, 2 on Monday for the Labor Day Classics between these two teams. So, first one, BC Montreal. You know what? Montreal or BC laid an egg this week. They looked pretty bad. Got beat up by Hamilton at home. Handed their first home loss. So BC might be a little bit angry, but Montreal at home, tough place to play. You're gonna give me over a field goal with Montreal? I would take it with Montreal here. Labor Day weekend games are. I think Montreal plus the 3.5 at that one. On to the next one. The next one's Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. And Saskatchewan team is for me is just a complete fade. They are struggling and heading in the wrong direction for me. And this Winnipeg team is just too solid, looking like they're going to be a solid Grey Cup contender again this season. I would lay the points with Winnipeg. I think they win by 10 plus in that one. And then the next one, which is 2 Monday games. We got typical Labor Day Classics, Toronto in Hamilton on the Monday. I would go with we've seen Hamilton come back and beat BC. Now you're going to come back and beat Toronto. Tough spot. I would take the Boatmen, lay the points. I think they beat up on Hamilton in this one. And Elks team, starting to play better football in this Labor Day Classic. These are two teams that definitely don't like each other, Edmonton and Calgary. And we've seen Calgary get beat up by Winnipeg last time out. Got beat up pretty handily. So I'm going to take the Elks plus the points. I think we got a nice typical Labor Day Classic in McMahon Stadium in Calgary when it comes to a field goal game. Take the Elks plus the points there.
There you go. From Rod Zawacky here with his peripheral plays. And Rod, of course, we've got, we've got a game here. We got the Aces and Liberty in WNBA. These teams are playing each other a lot here. And I think this is definitely a preview of the WNBA Finals as we're getting closer and closer to playoff action. We have a change of favorite here as Aces open 2. Now Liberty now favored 2. There's some 2.5s out there in the market. We see the total sits about 174 in this one.
Yeah, and if we remember we Commissioner's Cup, the Liberty got that trophy, and then they lost the next game to the Aces. Well, you know what? I think this Aces team remember, and they definitely got some rest advantage here, and they had this circle on the calendar. We're not going to beat you once after you beat us. We're going to beat you again and again and again and again. So I'm not taking the Liberty here. I'm going to take the Aces on the money line. I think they get a little bit of revenge as they won last game. I think they win it again here. But I think the better play of this game is the under. I think both teams play a little bit defensively. It's a little bit like we've seen in that Commissioner's Cup where both teams missed the first 14 shots. So I think we get a little more feeling out, lower scoring, just kick off this game, and that lends us to the under as the better play here. But I think the Aces win, so I'm going to same game it and go take the Aces on the money line and the under. I think they get a little revenge.
There we go from Rado. All right, Rado, we saw college football lines come out, opening lines, a big card here. We do have some of those FCS in actions against big boys, but looking at basically FBS, any line stick out to here in the week 1 openers here from college football?
Yeah, that same one. Now we're going to get USC. They were 30.5 points favorites to kick that, right? And now we got they're 38 against Nevada. That's too many. I'm going to take Nevada plus 38. That's what jumped out at me. It jumped out at me when way back before week 0 started that I was like, look at that. I'm like, USC is going to win, and they're going to win some games quite handily. But if they get up so much in the second half of games, they're going to put in some second stringers and take a little rest and not and take their foot off the gas when they get these giant leads. And those lead to some crazy backdoor covers. So I would take Nevada plus the 38 now.
Plus 38. We saw USC's defense, right? It wasn't, although Cordero had some experience, and San Jose State is no slouch, but they were able to get points on the board against USC.
They were. This is what I figured they would do. And I thought late there USC was going for a drive, and they stalled out there, and they got the ball back. I thought they were actually going to drive back and make it a little closer game, but they didn't. They missed on the 4th down, and then it was just 56-28 was the final in that one. The other one that jumped out to me is Michigan. Does Michigan really go their first game of the year? They're going to win by 36 points? I don't think so. Michigan wins the game, but that's another boatload too. Just too many points, and it'll be there. No coach. It'll be his first serving of it. First of his 3 games will be in that game as well. So too many points.
Yeah. And Mitch's favorite quarterback, Colton Allers, is no longer in East Carolina. Although I think he's trying to make an NFL roster, by the way. Remember this Allers?
He's trying to, yeah. That's what I heard about him. Yeah, he was trying to. And,
man. Mitch hammered this guy during his college football career. Allers at East Carolina.
But they're just Pirates. They're always pesky bunch, and that just leads itself to a backdoor cover there. 36 points is a lot. I know Michigan's going to be that good this year, but by 36, nah. They can win by 28. Be quite happy with it, and they'll definitely still have lots of ass slapping going on in that game. So, like Michigan does, lots of ass slapping going on, and they get the win, but don't get the cover.
The most intriguing game of all games in week 1 is Deion Sanders, right? He's trying to pull the miracle, right?
Correct.
1 win.
Yeah.
A straight ass Colorado team from last year trying to they replaced 65 players, I think it is. They're going into TCU upset after that national championship loss to Georgia. Of course, they do change quarterbacks. Now Colorado will be on the road here. Of course, Deion's son, a really good quarterback in the FCS. Again, the issues here is with Colorado is it's early in the season. This is probably about as good as you're going to see them because again. you can't, it's difficult to go out there and get transfers to be the backup. So, if any of these guys go down, there isn't a whole lot on the bench here for Colorado as far as depth goes. But we see TCU, a big 21-point favorite, 20.5 in some places as well, going up from an opener of 19.
Yeah, it's went up, right?
Yeah.
It's actually went up. So more people have been jumping on TCU in that one. And you know what? I kind of agree. I think I would lay the points with TCU. I like it at 20.5. 20 plus 21. It's kind of that line reminds me of what we seen in the Notre Dame game, and they had no problem getting the cover in that one. I would go the same. I think I would lay with the TCU. Tough spot here. Okay, week one in college football, and you got to go into TCU and try to get a win. Tough spot for Dion and his boys. I would take TCU to lay the points.
There you go, TCU lay the points. And we do have a conference game here. Ohio State and Indiana, they're starting kicking off here. Ohio State's going to be 30, 29.5. That's up from a 27 opener. That's seen money there on the road underdog.
Right? And you know what? This Ohio State team is, if not, better than what they were last season. I really do. I think, watch out, this is going to be a really good Ohio State team. I would lay it with Ohio State, and I think they cruise to 30-plus point. Ohio State and Daly as a coach there, they have no problem running over teams and winning by like 50. They have no problem doing it. They do not mind taking the garbage extra time points and just running with it and just keep pounding the rock. They have no problem with that. I don't see them letting their foot off the gas in that one.
Yeah, there's a
I
big
see them trying to win 60-0.
Yeah, big quarterback battle there. So we'll see if the backup comes in. He'll want to pile up points as well, showing, hey, I should have been the guy. So I
should have been the guy. Yeah, see, I'm the guy. So exactly.
That happens a lot.
I've got Ohio State written on my middle piece of paper over here as blowout, and it's written right next to it, blowout.
There we go. Rod's peripheral plays. We looked at some college football openers as well, and of course on the MLB side, Rod likes the Brewers plus 118 against the Cubs for tonight's baseball action. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick for tonight's action. Good start to college football. We got 14 games on the board here from Major League Baseball today. Starting off in a few minutes. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And I got one play over at Pick Dogs Premium in today's action. All the peripheral stuff you guys got here. I was going to put in that Vegas Aces as on the money line there as a second play, but I decided to give it to you guys here. So take that one. I was in my second premium play. My best is over there. My 10-star play of the day. 51-36, the last 87 on it. I don't know. We're scoop it up, $19, or grab and join me for the week. We got lots of sports action this week. We got MLB. We've got college football rolling as well. So jump aboard. Gonna be a big week of action. I love this week's card. Gonna make some money. Bookie's gonna hurt.
Hurting the bookie. Rod Zawacky, get on board with him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Remember the long-term pass. It's a good time to get that 7-day pass. Get off Rod's baseball. We got college football all week this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we got that Labor Day game. Rod always gets that Monday game in for you guys on that 7-day pass.
Always. You'll get that bonus play on that Monday for sure, because I'll make sure that they're in there early Sunday night, so you can get those bonus plays on Monday. Grab my week pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off your purchases as well. So jump aboard. Jump on board.
Big weekend from Rod Zawacky. Get on board with Rod Zawacky at Pick Dogs. All right, Rod, it's always great having your show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again on tomorrow's show.
Hey, thanks for having me, and we'll definitely catch you tomorrow, Tony. Good luck with your bets as well. Definitely. I'm excited. This is a huge week, and I'm so excited.
There's a lot of intriguing matchups. I mean, we didn't even catch some of them, but there's some good ones coming up. Florida, Utah during the week. We'll talk about that during the week. So lots of good matchups coming up this week in college football. All right,
Florida
Rod.
and Utah. Yeah. I used to remember going to Florida last year and losing.
Yeah, choking.
Choking.
That was a rough one there. But I think all eyes will be on that Dion. I think Deion Sanders is going to get a lot of attention in this game. We'll see how that.
A lot of attention.
That's going to have a lot
of attention on that game.
And the way he handled the whole stuff, and just kind of it's a one-win team. You know what their average margin of losing was last year?
Was it at 23? 23.8 or something? 29. Well, it was more than Seattle.
29. That was brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal anyways. I know.
How did Cal lose to Colorado? I don't know how. Well, I mean, now we know why. That's why no one wants them. No one wants them in their conference. That's why Cal lost it. I will say this about Dion. He probably saved this Colorado program, because the way they were headed, I don't know if the Big 12 would have took them back.
No, probably not. They would have had to find a new home. I'm guessing, but he came in and they're like, well, wait, Primetime's in there. He's going to bring some spotlight to that coffee. Okay, you guys can stay.
Yeah,
you can stay.
They were going to be a Mountain West team, matching up with Colorado State. Yeah, they looked more like a Mountain West team until Deion came in.
Until Deion came in, yeah, and saved the thing. But, playing for Deion, I think people will rally around him. I think it'll take a few games for them to get their feet wet. But you know what? I think they could turn it around. I think he does good there. I think he gets the boys playing, and definitely, maybe not the first game, tough spot to go against TCU in this very first one, but I think they start to roll in the right direction.
Yeah,
look at UMass this week. They weren't
Oh,
ass.
yeah.
You can't say that UMass was ass. They weren't.
They weren't. They did not look like ass last week. Speaking of all overs. We were talking about that Red Sox Dodgers series. All overs, and Verdugo went off, but didn't. They could only get one game out of that series.
They did, right? They won that first game for us, and Verdugo went off, and that was it. That's all they got was that one win.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
They got the one win for us. Yeah!
That's it. They got one. That was about it. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up again with you tomorrow.
Definitely. Have yourself a good night, Tony. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Rod Zawacky here on the Drive To. Guys, if you miss a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. We actually have no 640 games on the show today, so we'll be ready to roll as we have got the Yankees and Detroit Tigers have just started. But let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap for you here. So we'll go ahead and get my game card up here. I'll give you an underdog play here tonight between the Guardians and the Twins going head-to-head tonight here at 7:40 Eastern Time. The game I will be on is the Guardians. We're going to take that plus 158 price. I know Kenta Maeda is on the hill, former Dodger on the hill here for this Twins team. We also have Xavier Curry on the mound. Curry, 32 appearances for the Guardians, an ERA of 3.51, whip of 1.22. He does keep those walks down 6.5%, and he limits his home run damage. But the issues here with the Twins has been their bullpen. Over their past 10 games, their bullpen an ERA of 5. The Guardians' bullpen's under 3. And again, we talked about these divisional games, right? The Twins against the division hitting just 231. And look at Maeda at home, an ERA of 5.57. So let's go ahead and let's take the dog in this one. Let's take the Cleveland Guardians at plus 146 in tonight's Major League Baseball pick for you here on the drive through. All right, let's continue on over at Pick Dogs. I have 4 premium plays on the board right now. I have one here, one best bet as well. It's all baseball, a best bet from baseball, then 3 premiums there. So 4 premiums for me. Also, you can get on board with my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout, and you will save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that too for when capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let's go ahead and let's get to the recap of the games from tonight's show. And of course, it's going to be blank, right? Of course, it's going to be blank. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and correct this graphic here, and we'll get to the recap for you here in just a second. We had some graphical issues here. Sometimes you get this stuff. We get these issues here on our graphics. Let's see what's going on. Recap. I can read them to you anyway, so I'll probably have to do that if I don't get the cap working correctly here. So let's see what we have. This issue. Let's see here. Where are we at with the recap? Well, I can read them to you here in just a second. Maybe I'll do that for you guys. So we'll go ahead and do the recap this way until I can find the graphic. And I think I did find the graphic right here. And let me see if I can correct this here. 1 second. Recap text. There we go. Recap text. Nope, still doesn't come up here. I don't know what I did to this thing. Oh boy, let's see, what do we do? Well, anyway, I'm always curious here to figure out what's going on. But anyway, let me get to the games. All right, we started off here with Brian. Brian liked the Reds, plus 119 against the Giants. David says Diamondbacks and Dodgers to go under 8.5. Jay was on the Mariners run line, laid the run at half, minus 133 against the A's. James here was on Mariners Athletics over 8.5. Rod was on the Brewers, plus 118 here against the Cubs. I'll be on the Guardians, plus 158 here against the Twins. The one I like the most, it will be on the Brewers here with Rod's pick. I like that Brewers pick, plus 158 against this Cubs team. And just we've talked about here, the way Taillon is just kind of going again. I can't take Taillon in a game like this, at this magnitude. When you remember we talked about over his past 3 starts, allowed 16 runs in 14 2/3 innings, and the Brewers are hitting well, 291 over the past 7, averaging nearly 7 runs a game. So that's the one I like the most out of all those games, would be the Brewers, and it came to us courtesy here of Rod Zawacky here. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru, and let me see if we can. We got you all the plays, and that's going to do it for this edition of the drive-thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow here at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs, and they'll give up the plays here for us here in the primetime hour. I got the recap up here again, so I can show this to you again. Oop, let's go back this way here. Yep, there we go. You guys can see it. We'll be back again tomorrow here on the drive-thru. We'll be live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat plays. So they'll have their plays for us here in the primetime hours. Don't forget, it always gets started here with the morning show, and that gets started here at 10:30 a.m. each time. You have Mitch, you got Chris, and you got Jay, and of course you got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Bane Tool shows, his roundtable discussions, many video series here on the Pick Dogs. Don't forget Ron Romanelli with his Major League Baseball rundown, to pick from every game from Major League Baseball. Also college football rundown, to pick from every game from college football from Ron. We've got also Chris's home run prop video as well. We also have Mills with his UFC rundown. Of course, he does offer prop videos as well. Brad Francis with his parlay video. Mike Davis live shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and of course his first 5-inning plays as well, free here on the Pick Dog YouTube channel. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when we're live, you're live with us to get the plays in real time. Shout out to the chat room. Love your contributions today, guys. Appreciate everyone out there. Darren Turner up there as well. Curly Head Flacco up there. Mitch Morber in there, as well as Lando86. Shout out to you in the chat room. Kyle and Alex Extreme out there. Also, shout out to Emmanuel Panzo. Blake in there. Swag Shop. Vexen in there. Jared Bush as well. Joe Hill. Shout out to everybody there in the chat. Appreciate everybody's contributions. All right, that's going to do it here for the show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring